Hi everyone, welcome back to Eastwick Cottage Garden. It is the Ides of March and I'm coming on here to give a little bit of a garden update, a little bit of a health update, and just kind of going to do a little garden walk to see what we can see, get a little exercise in, trying to build my stamina to be able to get back into the garden later on. So health-wise, I have been cleared to go back to work on April 1st. So the drain is out, thank God for that. Everything looks good. I just have a bandage and things are moving along. So thankful to be making progress in that area. I am looking for another puppy. I have some feelers out, so hopefully sometime soon we'll have a new pup in the garden. So we're just gonna turn the camera around and do a little bit of walk in the garden, see what's occurring. So we're going to start like we always do in the immersive garden space. The lavender is looking great. Made it through the winter. I've had this, I think this is its 4th season here, but it's looking wonderful. The pancake arborvitae is starting to put on some green inside. So that is nice. And I see here that our Agastaki Piquito orange is starting to put in some new growth here, so we can cut these tops back. If you look down in here, you can see some of the irises are starting to arrive. So they will be giving us some color around May, I think late April and May. See what our pansies have done, how they've done this year. So they're starting to come back, put on some color. We'll see which ones made it and which ones didn't. This container is a little thin, so I'm gonna have to get some to replace it, so we can have some early spring color. We have some growth here on our Shasta daisy. And also I see some growth coming up from the phlox that's here. So we could cut this back, and that will be great to let that kind of come in. Our penstemon still has some of its color. I expect the leaves to bulk up some more, and then we'll be able to have some growth on that. I need to come in here and trim the rose bush. I'm a little bit later in the season than I normally would be, so I think I can do the pruning on this. Might need some help doing with the removal of it, but I need to get in there because, as you can see, we are starting to push some leaves. So I want to get that pruning done as soon as possible. So hopefully maybe sometime this week I can get in there and do some of that. Our lavender over here has done well over the winter. I think it's putting up some new growth in the middle there, which is wonderful. And of course, our kaleidoscope Belia is tried and true, has grown a lot, has given color all winter long, and I really do love this plant. Coming back this way, we have the remnants of our little lime hydrangea blooms, which kind of added some nice structure in the garden throughout the winter. So I'm going to come in and trim them back. As you can see here, I don't know if you can see, we're starting to put some buds out as well. And we have a praying mantis sac still there. So this is the one I was kind of concerned about here. I think we lost this one. It's very brittle. It's just broken off in my hand. So we're gonna need to get a replacement for this. This was my whipcord arborvitae, and it was very lovely, but I think it was very cold this winter here. And we lost a couple of some shrubs I'll show you later on. We need to come and trim this rose bush as well. These are knockout roses for those who are new in the back of this immersive garden space here. I'm not going to do any trimming on this rose bush. This is an old style rose bush, just with 5 petals. I'm going to see how it does. It's not looking so great here. I'm going to see how it does. And if it doesn't do well, it's coming out. It's looking kind of not so great at the bottom here, so it might be coming out. But we'll see what we could do. We still have some lovely form and structure on our zebra grass here, which is nice. This is the herb row here. Not much happening, but we do have a little bit of growth down here on our garlic chives. I don't know if you could see, it's coming in. So we can cut this stuff back to give it some room to grow. So coming around to the street side of the immersive garden space, we have some growth on the hellebores here. I think I lost this one. I think this one is not going to be helpful. It was kind of struggling last year. But we have a lot of color here. This is the Rio Carnival Rio hellebore. So we need to come in and cut back the old leaves so that you can see the new growth. We also have some crocuses here that have come in. So I'm really happy for all this, to see this. We have a little bit of a snowdrops coming in. Well, they've come in, so they're kind of waning back on this side here. We have a bunch more that have come in, but all these leaves need to be cut back for the hellebores. And around the dogwood tree, you can see that we have some daffodils popping up around the base of the tree. So that is going to be exciting. In the long border, we have a lot going on. All that work that we did in the fall planting bulbs has paid off. We have a lot of the snowdrops are started to come up, and I'm expecting that the small daffodils will be coming up soon as well. We have some crocuses here that I planted when I was creating a bulb lawn that kind of got sucked into this flower bed, which is good. Good to see. Bonus. I'm going to step in here a little bit. So we also have some of the leucogems, and I think I planted leucogems here. Leucogems and daffodils coming up here as well. Our rose bushes that we planted in the fall are looking good. Not going to prune them this year because they were just planted. We also have the great color on the yellow twig dogwood. Coming through, there's not a whole lot to see. It's still a bit barren, but you know, it's still technically winter. We have some growth here on our viburnum. This is a brandywine viburnum. So looking forward to see what that does. And pretty much, it's a very nice cropping of snowdrops, and we'll add some lovely spring color. Oh, there's some crocuses over here. Still need to figure out where I want to put these containers. Hopefully we can figure that out soon so I can plant them up with something. But here are some of the giant crocuses coming up. Very nice. In this front garden space, a lot of things are happening. The sedum is coming back. We have a lot of flushing out on this Living Easy rose. This is the brilliant orange rose that we planted last year. So I'm looking forward to see how many flowers we get on this. Our barbecue rosemary made it through. We still have some color on the purple sage and the lemon thyme, which I'm just going to do this because it makes it smell good. I'm kicking it. It just makes everything smell delicious. We have some buds here on the candy tuft, so that should be blooming soon. We had a lot of bulb activity here. We planted a lot of bulbs in this area, so we had a lot of bulb activity here in the front. So the snowdrops are snowdropping, doing their thing. We need to come back and cut back the mums. And we have a lot of bulbs. Well, now I can smell the lemon. I can smell the lemon thyme. Coming back here, we have some of the tulips and leucogems that we planted popping up. So to come back and clean up the irises here. So here, if you can see here and here, I think we have lost our frost-proof gardenia. Like I said, it was really, really cold this winter, and I don't think they had a chance. I don't think they stood a chance. I just want to point out here, I don't know if you can see down in here, this is our gold pillar sunjoy barberry, which is starting to leaf out, and that'll give us a lovely chartreuse color further in the season. So coming down the path, you can see here, there are some bulbs that Jeff and I missed when we were trying to make way for the path, so I'm going to have to move these later, just to avoid stepping on them. These in here are daffodils and leucogems that were planted along the path. As you can see here, there are some already starting to put their bulbs on. Pretty impressive. Along this line. So we have this whole line here will be leucogems and various daffodils that are coming up. And this whole area is going to be done with the no-dig method. We're going to do the cardboard and compost. I actually put in an order for compost, so hopefully that'll come in the next week or so. Also, before I decided I wanted to make this whole thing a flower bed, was trying to do some bulb lawning. So there are some crocuses that are popping up here as well. So what we're gonna do, just to preserve the crocuses that are here now, I'm only going to do the no-dig method, starting it out further back a little bit to give the crocuses that are over in here a chance to do their thing this year. And then we'll put some more, after they have died back, come back in with some more cardboard and mulch to do the remainder of the flower bed. So coming into the new area that we've done here, not much has gone on. There's nothing planted in here. My friend Karen gave me some nasturtium seeds. So I think I'm gonna, for the time being, to add color, I'm gonna plant the nasturtium seeds in this area. So it'll be, I have no idea what color they are, but it'll be a riotous color of whatever there is. And they're annuals, so it'll just be nice to have. So this is the big thing that I am really excited about here. I planted these 4 years ago, and through some unfortunate circumstances by people not understanding what was actually here, they got mowed down and various things happened. I was going to give up on them, and I said, I'm just going to leave them, see what they do. So finally, they are blooming. And look how glorious this is. They are so pretty. I couldn't come out a lot. And my mom was, taking care of trash and stuff like that. And she said, "What is those purple flowers in the corner?" And I looked out my bedroom window and got so excited to be able to see it. So this is more of the Carnival Rio. I will get the name for the purple one. I can't remember what it was, what I planted, but so excited these are coming up. And we also have some muscari coming up here. It's just really nice. Very nice to see. And we have the snowdrops that we planted this fall. And there's more of this, which is glorious. Glorious. So pretty. So excited about it. So it's giving life to the flower bed early in the season. And I see we have some of our daylilies back here coming up in the back. And there's more of the Carnival Rio hellebore. I'm a little bit concerned about this mound here is our geums. So there's several mounds. I want to see what they do this year. Hopefully they survived. Coming back to the grape orchard border, we have our red twig dogwoods back here, which are adding lovely color. And a lot of growth has happened on our sky pencil holly. So that is nice. And these are the Paquito yellow right in here. Paquito yellow agastache that are coming through. The green grassy looking things are muscari, so those should be blooming up soon, as we saw in the front. Our little rose bushes here, these are popcorn drift roses, are doing well. Oh, I see some growth here on catmint. It's coming up. This is the Walker's Low catmint. And we have some of the snowdrops that we planted in here are doing well, and I see some growth back here, some of the tulips and leucogems that we planted. So this needs a little bit of a cleanup. We're not going to leave the leaves for the bees, but maybe cut back some of these are the Coronation Gold yarrow, which get ginormous. So we could maybe start cutting some of this back to let some of the spring growth come in. But it's just very nice to have some color coming in the yard. Oh, and here, back here, you can see there, this is our Tequila Sunrise columbine, which are coming back. Nice to see. But just looking forward to all the new growth that's going to be happening. And here's our lavender patch. We'll see how it does this year. The one in back here doing phenomenal, as it's phenomenal lavender. These are also phenomenal lavender, but they're a little bit struggly, so we're going to see what we can get with them. Here are more crocuses coming up that I planted just randomly in the middle of the yard. I'm going to need to come and do some cutting on, some pruning back on, this is our Canadese grapevine. I just want to make sure that that is maintained well so we can get a lovely crop. Lazarus's cage is a little bit wonky because Riley would come and towards the end, I guess he was a little disoriented, would get his lead stuck around. So we have to secure that up. I don't want the deer or anything nibbling on that, but you can see that our snowdrops that we planted back here are coming up. And that is exciting. So I'm trying to get in here. There are some growth points on Lazarus. Not sure if you could see them. but looking forward to see what he does this year. So coming into the actual orchard area, we have our Mars plum, which is putting out some flowers. I think we have passed our last frost date, I pray. Looking at the 90-day forecast, it seems like 39 is the lowest. Things are going to go down. So hoping this year we get more plums. We got one plum this year, last year. So hopefully we get more plums this year. I also have purchased another plum tree to help this one along, and that should be coming next week. We also around here have planted a lot of bulbs, and if you can see here, the winter aconite is starting to come up, along with some of the tete-a-tete daffodils. So that is going to be a nice little display. Here's our strawberry grouping. Have some green on that. Hopefully we get some strawberries this year. We got some last year. They were very tasty. Hopefully we get more. This is another view of the orchard grape bed. I need to come and tend to these. Well, they were supposed to be fall gold raspberries, but they are not. So I need to come and tend to these raspberry bushes, as well as this wild blackberry bush here, to prune it out, get rid of the second year cane, of the primer cane, well, the second year canes that were already produced fruit. So we need to cut them back to give room for the new growth coming in. And coming up to this flower bed in the back orchard, we had a bunch of snowdrops back here. They're winding down. And our party lights osmanthus has put on quite a bit of growth. Going to leave these leaves here to mulch and for the bees. We have some growth here on this is our candy stripe coreopsis, I think that's what it's called. If not, I'll get the name. I can't remember. It's a coreopsis coming in through down here. Coming in down there. So it's a bit messy back here, but all in the name of gardening. And here we have some buds on a peach tree. I do need to come in, trim this up. Jeffrey's going to have to help me with this because I can't reach it. But to kind of trim this up, so prune it back, so we can get the healthiest branches to produce the most fruit. And if you could see down in here, I don't know if you can see the color over here. I'm going to go around. Got some more crocuses and winter aconite coming up in this area. And some tulips daffodils back here. There's a bunch of the aconite here. It's very nice to have color early in the season. Back here in the woodland garden area, we still have some remnants of the Christmas fern, which is further back, and the autumn brilliance fern. I really like them. I might plant some more. We have down in here, you can see the little patches of color. We have heuchera, 2 heucheras and a heucherella. We also have some primrose coming up over here. There's some more hellebores over in this area as well that are coming up. You need to cut back the leaves so you can see them better. And oh, these are some tete-a-tete. These are going to be the first tete-a-tete daffodils here. Wait, let me see. Can you see them right there? Huh. Very exciting. It's very nice to see little bursts of color. I love it. And I'm checking in. Ooh. So our viburnum that we planted is doing great. I'm trying to zoom in here. You can see that the flowers bunches are coming up. So that's going to be neat. Around this tree, this is the ornamental cherry tree. You can see it is well alive with daffodils. These are the oldest daffodils that were in the yard. They've been here probably for about, I want to say close to, oh, I don't know, 7, 8 years, I would say. Actually, longer than that. Probably about 10 years, almost 10 years. And there are other bulbs that are coming up as well that we planted more recently. The squirrels are back in the squirrel house and not in my shed, which I'm very thankful for. So I'm glad that they have moved back in. I see some twigs and things that were pulled in, so that makes me happy that we can live in peaceful coexistence in the garden space. Coming around here to, this is our compost station. It's doing great. See a lot of the daffodils coming up. And over on this side, this is the back side of the immersive garden towards the woodland garden area. And you can see that we have hellebores coming up here. These are doing fantastic. This is Prince something something something. I'll get the name for you. We have some more hellebores here. And one, I didn't think this was going to make it, this one, but because it kind of got beat up in the fence construction for the front with supplies, but it is coming back and doing great. Coming around to the deck side of the immersive garden space, things are coming along in this flower bed. We have some more of the hellebore here. I do need, this is the grandmom rose. I need to come in and prune this. It's putting on a lot of flushing, which is great. So we have a whole lot of candy tuft in here. We have another of the pancake arborvitae, a lot of dianthus because dianthus is my favorite. And that's pretty much what's going on here. We have some bulbs coming up here and here. I can't remember what they are because I planted them several years ago, but we will be surprised. So coming back here, this is the deck steps beds. They're sister beds on either side. And sadly, this was my Diamond Spire gardenia, and it is not alive. I think it is gone. It looks like the stems are cracked, and I think it's done. Sadly, on both of them on the other side. Again, it was really cold this winter, colder than our normal, and I don't think it did very well. I need to come in here and put some more compost in this area to build up the bed, because I can see here that we have some growth coming in on our Peter Cottontail yarrow, but it is above soil level, so it needs to get some more compost put down. And these are the pansies that my friend Carol gave me, and they are doing great. These are like the star pansies of the yard. Look how pretty that is. Gorgeous. So we have some tete-a-tete daffodil bulbs coming up here. Another popcorn drift rose, which is doing well, very green. I replaced, this is a replacement one. The one that was here last year died. So this one is alive and thriving and doing well. To figure out when I want to plant in these pots here for the season. And this is the sister bed, which also has the Diamond Spire gardenia that is no more, I fear. Here's a pennisetum. I need to cut this back to make room for the new growth. There's a smaller one on the other side as well. And this drift rose is looking great as well. And we have some more pansies over here. So that is the state of the garden mid-March 2025. I hope you enjoyed the tour. It was nice to get out here. I'm a little bit winded. I need to go in and take a little bit of a rest. And thank you for coming along with me, and thank you for all of your kind words, your thoughts, your prayers, all of it, your support. It's been very, very heartwarming, and I hope you guys are doing well. I know we have some wild weather coming through the country, so I hope you guys are safe. Hope your families are safe. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.